Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for loving this program. Let's talk about money. Let's make more money. We talk about money because money is the oxygen of everything. Yeah, most people say that money is not everything. I agree partly with them. But what they forget that is money is the oxygen of everything. Once you have money and it's a tool you can use actually to get almost what you want. A good tool in the hands of a workman, a strong workman is always useful. And of course, to those who have not developed a strong work ethic, and of course who have got less values, once they have this tool called money, they always have to do mistakes. So in short, it's a tool. So we talk about it because we believe it is the oxygen of everything. And of course, it's your man Angel, your life coach, and of course your market guru, who is always taking you through these beautiful episodes. Hopefully that you enjoy them. Let's say you have heard of it and you want to follow the other previous programs we've done and you miss them. Yeah, you can always check them out on Angel Bahawa. That's our YouTube channel. Angel Bahawa. That's our YouTube channel. And of course, our Facebook page still it is Angel Bahawa. So check it out and of course see what the rest of the stuff we've been doing. Now today we are talking about going against the crowd. Going against the crowd. Going against the crowd means like you don't do what the rest of people are doing. You just do something that is different. The crowd is always looking for an easy way. So if you want to go against the crowd, you gotta find the hard way. And you have to do it the hard way. You go find the hard way and do it the hard way. So that you may have less competition. And going against the crowd, it means embracing the concept of compound effect. I think you might have heard the compound effect in your mathematics, in your commerce, in your banking and finance. Those who study those levels, they might have taught you about the principle of compound effect or compound interest, things of the kind. So today we are going to look briefly on the principle of compound effect and how it can affect our lives and how most people have gone against it and has ended up ruining their lives. So in short, the compound effect, that principle is the operating system. It is the mother of all other systems that we are working on. However, most people are not looking at it. So in short, the principle of compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices. Small, smart choices. I love that rhythm, small and smart choices. That for me to be a great nigger, to be a great person, I got to embrace that it has to always be small and it's a series of small, smart choices I've got to make. I don't need to make random, huge choices for me to get to the point I want. But if I can remain consistent in making small, smart choices, then believe me, I'll be at the top of my game. So, what is the most interesting about this process to me is that even though the results are massive, the steps in the moment don't feel significant. There are several things we've done and they don't seem significant, but they have a ripple effect on our lives. And this is what I'm talking about. So, the principle of compound effect is a huge one. It's a great one. It's the best. If you could understand that for me to amass great results, I have to make small, smart choices. I have to make small, smart choices other than making huge, smart choices. So that's why most people are actually ending up committing suicide, others ending up getting depressed because they neglect the small things that end up killing them. I'll give you an example. How many of you who have ever bitten or eaten by an elephant? Of course, few, if any. But how many of you have been bitten by the mosquito? And how many people have died as a reason of mosquitoes, small as they are, but once neglected, they can always get you to the bed and they can take you to the grave. So in short, the small things that we ignore, they are the ones that also lead us into great oblivion. So in short, the principle of compound effect is the one we need to look through it and become the best at making small, smart choices. These small, smart choices we make are the ones that make us to the level we want. Likewise, the small, stupid choices we make are the ones that also make us get into trouble. And I think that is very interesting. So once you know that small, smart choices get you to the top of your game, and stupid, small choices get you into oblivion, so it's high time that we started looking at what is good for us. So we are looking at the power of compound effect going against the crowd. So most of the people think that to be that great performer at your workplace, you got to do huge steps. You got to take huge steps. But the truth is, small smart steps you choose to take and consistently take will actually lead you to a great person. I'll give you an example. If you chose to start reading just 10 pages per day, 10 pages of a book per day. Anyway, let's not go that 10 pages. Let's say you're doing only 5 pages per day. You can read just 5 pages per day in line of your work. Let's say if you're in marketing, you can buy a few books of marketing and sales, and again, just read only 5 pages per day. So at the end of 30 days, reading 5 pages, that is a month, you will have completed a book of 300 pages. And at the end of 12, if you remain consistent with 5 pages per day, at the end of the year, you'll have read 12 books in the line of your work. I don't think you remain the same person. At the end of the 3 months, you'll have read 36 plus books in the line of your field. So imagine you become now working regular in your line of your field. If it is marketing and sales, you'll have read, of course, that is 1 book. Of course, in 12 years, you are reading 12 books. In the 3 years, you are reading 36 books, and 36 books are actually enough to make you great. You're highly informed and highly effective in the lane of your work. I'm trying to show you how small choices you make that can make you great or can get you into oblivion. So you can also, instead of spending more hours, you can dedicate 3 hours into learning. You can go to the university and apply for an evening program where you're only learning 3 hours a day. That can be evening or weekend. And that small choice you make, because you're busy, you can always only spare 3 hours a day or 2 days a week. You add on your books. That is a small choice you can make. And most people will see you as a person who is wasting time. But by the end of the 3rd year, you'll have finished up your course. You're still working and finish up the course. And if you remain, you would end up becoming a doctor still when you're still working, when the rest of the people are not. So in short, those small choices you make. So is the effect of saving. That one most people have talked about. So those small choices you make, like putting 10% or 30% away for future investment in terms of saving, would compound into more money if you remain consistent. So is adding 2 more hours every day on your working schedule. Let's say waking up at 6, early in the morning at 6. If you've been waking up at 8, you can start waking up at 6. If you've been waking up at 6, you can start waking up at 4. You add those 2 hours. And if you're sleeping at 10, you can start sleeping at midnight. And you add those 2 more hours. So those are 4 hours per day you're adding on your working schedule. At the end of the week, you'll have added the whole day, more than in fact 3 days you've added on your working hours. Those are small choices that you can choose to make, but which will bring ripple effect. So I can give you several examples, but what we are trying to say is that small, smart choices plus consistency plus time will always lead you to radical difference. So do you want a radical difference in your life? Start making small choices. Remain consistent, give it time, and you'll be at the top of your game. Just don't complain, don't explain, just do it that way. Once you choose to do that, believe me, the sky will never be the limit. So the people who are beating us, the people who are better than us, are just doing small choices, consistent choices that have led them where they are. So in short, you can also be that great man by consistently making small choices that will lead you to the apex of your game. So, in short, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to be the top performer? You want to be an influential guy? You need to add in more money? Just start choosing to make small choices and just leave the rest of the time. Time will always tell. Those who will rush, somewhere they will crash. But if you remain consistent, doing smart choices, like reading 5 pages a day, going back to your university, adding more time on your working hours, remaining consistent in whatever you're doing, believe me, the sky will never be the limit. So in short, the reality is that even one small change can have a significant impact that causes an unexpected and unintended ripple effect. So the small choices you also make to take one beer per day would end up ruining your life if you remain consistent. The small choices you make to spend more time doing casual talk at your workplace, doing rumor mongering, and other bad habits that you choose slowly, process by process, you end up also being in the worst state. So in short, do you want to be that nigga you want to be? Start making small choices and remain consistent. Have a belief in time, and you'll be at the top of your game. Now let's say you have loved this program and you feel you're like, Angel, let's say I want to know other programs you've been doing and I've just found them ending. You can always check them at Angel Bahawa, that is our YouTube channel. You can also find them at Angel Bahawa, that is our Facebook page, Angel Bahawa. Just check it up and be happy to share if you find them useful, if you found this message useful. And if you don't find it useful, just hit the thumbs up. Yeah, it will be okay for those who want to look for it. And of course, be the person who is going to change his life by making small, smart choices.